Good evening everyone and welcome to League of Europe. This is the Formula 2 Championship of Season 2, Round 4, and we are here for the Austrian Grand Prix as we take in the circuit, the Red Bull Ring, not the circuit. I was thinking of something else there, the Red Bull Ring. Good evening everyone, I am James here, going to be taking you through the action as always on a Monday night here. We've got just shy of 10 minutes to go until the race is due off. And we are prepared for what should be a great night of action. Reviewing then on what happened last week in Japan, an unlikely victory took V5HRL well up into the standings and scoring him his first points of the season. He won from Aiden, who drove a really great race in second, car mentalist of course that is now known as, and both of them finished first and second. Third was B. Morgan as well, finishing third. Verstappen was fourth, Dan in fifth, McCrew in sixth, then it was Wakers, Kuki, your JT, Dylan, Bray, Rajayan, and then Sir Ibble. They were the 13 finishers last week in Japan. And what does that do to the titles standings? Well, Verstappen leads. Not like I tweeted out earlier on where I said Toxic's leading the championship. Verstappen leads the way in the championship and he leads on 62 points, with Toxic in second on 47 points. Dan is in third on 41 points, with Campbell in fourth, also on 41 points, and in fifth is McCrew in the Prima, and he is on 33 points, if I get my maths right. Just trying to do this off without looking at the full totals. V5HRL is in sixth, as I say, on 27 points, B. Morgan in seventh on 17. That's a bit, sorry, on 27 points, B. Morgan. Aiden is in 8th on 20. Bray is in 9th on 18. Same with Callum, he's on 18. Gary Donegan on 15. Rajayan is on at 14. Tom, who was retired from the season, he's on 13. So Ibbo on 9, Wakursk on 9, Kuki on 8, Jasper on 7, Palmer on 6, your JT on 6, Dylan on 5, and Kieran on 5. Bullet Boy and some of the reserves, and a brand new driver here, which I'll come on to in just a second. If he is racing here tonight, I'll come on to that in just a second. But Campos lead the way in the constructors and the team battle currently, and they lead on 103 points. Really good, dominating. Didn't have the best time of things last week in Japan, of course, but are still out in front in the team standings. Dams are in second on 67 points, with Carlin in third on 47. They have just been produced by Toxic, those points. Univitosi is in fourth on 36 points. Trident is in fifth on 33 points. Charu is in sixth on 21. Prima is in 7th on 20. Same with BWT Arden, they're on 20, and MP Motorsport are on 12 points. Respectfully, we are of course here at Austria, a track which will really test the drivers to limits, and I'm sure plenty of you guys as viewers will be seeing the back ends definitely kicking out here out on track, as you always see with these Formula 2 cars. Currently we've got 14 drivers within the lobby. Hopefully we can push that number up a little bit. But 10 corners for the drivers to run around. It is full 100% distance here, of course, for League of Europe's Formula 2 Championship. 3 DRS zones out on track. 1 down the start-finish straight, that is out of turn 10 down towards turn 1. 1 up the hill through the kink at turn 2 and up to the hairpin at turn 3. And then 1 down what you could call the back straight around here out on track, and that's between turns 3 and 4, coming down the hill into a very tight, heavy braking zone there. 15 drivers now in the lobby. I'm going to tune into the comment section and see how you guys are doing on this fine Monday evening, wherever you are, of course, in the world. Good evening to McCrew and good evening to Aiden, both tuning in. Of course, if you do want to get your comments in to anybody out on track, if you do want to show support to any of our drivers here tonight, or if you just want to show support for me, please do so. Keep it clean within the chat as well, and hopefully we will get a very good race. And of course Japan was filled full of action and a little bit of drama as well. Of course we had that safety car about 6 or 7 laps before the end. Aiden ending up nearly coming out on top, overtaken by V5HRL right on the final lap. It was a great battle, that was, and there was numerous battles further down the field as well. Hopefully we can see a repeat of that. Of course Toxic will be looking to try and come back to some sort of form He currently is in the Carlin car. Dylan also filling in for the Carlin. Bullet Boy again, once again not making it here tonight. I do believe I'm under the impression that he has got 2 leagues on at the same time, or at similar times. So if Dan wants to hear that on the chat, I think I was talking to Bullet Boy, I think it was last week, and he said that he will be back hopefully within the next couple of races. Hopefully, as I say, you guys are tuning in well. Palmer saying hopefully this one will go to plan. Not like the SLM MX5 Championship last night, where I took both wins in those races. Sorry to put that in, Palmer. McCrew, unfortunately I won't be racing tonight. Good luck to the rest of the guys. It is unfortunate that McCrew is not racing, of course. We do want to see him back, though, next week for all the action here out on track in League of Europe's Formula 2 Championship. We've got about 2 minutes left to go. We have got a new driver within the league, and it is QVR Chill, who I had the pleasure of welcoming along with many other guys in the Discord on, I think it was Friday, if I recall. But QVR Chill, welcome. Another QVR member, and we should see some very good racing hopefully out on track here tonight. Now I do notice that I have gone down to a 1 bar. That is just picking up again. I do apologise. I might get intermittent lag moments tonight because I'm still getting used to the new connection. Of course, if it wasn't for my new internet, I wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. We've got about, as I say, nearly a minute to go here out on track. And just looking at some of the guys, that is my controller glitching out a little bit there. We should be getting underway very shortly indeed. What are your predictions for your top 3? I do like to hear them, of course, within the comment section. Do predict your top 3, and you never know, you might get a shout out or anything over the course of the stream if you do get it right. Knowing me, if I make a prediction, it normally goes a bit pear-shaped, and it normally goes completely and utterly wrong. Probably why I'm not going to make a prediction here tonight, but we'll have to see, of course. I am still suffering a little bit with my voice as well from Saturday night, where I had to do a double stint of commentaries. First of all, it was League of Europe Division 1, which turned out to be, I've got to say, one of the races of the season. Some fantastic overtaking in changeable conditions, from dries to wets, of course, in Division 1, and all the highlights you can see are now put in top 5 montages for all 4 divisions. They're up behind this video on the League of Europe channel. Go and watch them, of course, later on, and you can see why League of Europe and you guys voted me as the best commentator in League of Europe. Division 3 as well actually went quite well. There was a new commentary team for that. Hopefully we will see the normal commentators back to do next week. I'm just going to take a nice little drink that I've got, and if you're wondering what I've got tonight, it is, as always, if you know me, a non-alcoholic drink. And it's a tropical fizzy juice with a lot of ice cubes in. Because I'm going to need it tonight. I think I will need it tonight here in Austria. Hopefully, as I say, we'll get underway very shortly indeed. I'm just going to check on if there is any delay to us kicking off here tonight. Let me have a look and see if there's any hold up into what we are thinking. No, everyone just having a bit of friendly banter really within the Discord. It looks like we are about to get underway though. It is just gone 7 o'clock, and you are tuning in to you are tuning in to League of Europe's Formula 2 Championship. I was going to say you tuned into Univertosi there, but Viva Virtual and Sir Ibble hopefully are going to be doing quite well out on track. 16 drivers, a bit down on our full attendance, of course, last week, but I think with a bit of a reduced grid, it might mean that we do get a bit of cleaner action out on track, and that, of course, is what we want to promote. Just a feature race, of course, here tonight. 100% feature race here tonight. If you are brand new to the channel, of course, have a look at what is going to go on. J. Cole has got an announcement coming in about an hour's time or so. He can hopefully wait until the F2 is finished for that. Don't want to be biting off my thunder now, don't you? But here we go. League of Europe's Formula 2 Championship about to begin. It is dry. I thought for a minute it was raining there, but it is dry out on track. Let's just have a look at some of your comments then that are coming through Palmer saying, typical, always rubbing it in, James. Good evening to Toxic. Hopefully he'll be trying to reclaim that championship lead after a DNF last week. McCrew saying, what track is it next week? I will have a look at the calendar now and confirm that. If you haven't already looked, I'll get that up on to my... if you bear with me. We're at China next week. China is the track next week. So just to confirm that, it'll be China next week, McCrew. Hopefully it's going to be a good race there. It's really good track. But here we go. 40 laps out on track. Going to be over about an hour's worth of racing here tonight in the League of Europe Formula 2 Championship, and we are underway here out on track. And of course, drivers do have to make pit stops, so let's have a look then at what tyres these guys have gone on. With it being a reverse grid, QVR Chill obviously is out on pole position, and he's on a set of soft compound of tyres. Now Damon in behind is on a set of super softs, and a majority of the guys in fact behind him are on a set of super softs as well. Hopefully the guys will know how to take braking zones within the race. QVR Chill just getting the tyres warmed up there. He's in the Grand Prix car alongside Damon, and he is QVR's newest addition to League of Europe, which is fantastic to say, and he's got the pleasure of me commentating over him as well, which is always good. 16 drivers then out on track. Looking at the strategies, there are few on softs. Chill, Dylan, Commentalist, Campbell, Toxic and Verstappen. So them three main championship protagonists, 2 Campos cars and 1 Carlin car. Right at the back of the field are on a set of soft compound of tyres. A majority of the field though, the others, are on a set of super softs. The set of super softs will probably last to, I think, maybe around lap 8. Oh, I'm difficult to say. I'm not going to make any predictions really. The super softs will last towards around just before the halfway stage, and then the softs should last above the halfway stage, so it should be going into the mid-20s I think in terms of lap times. Of course the guys out on track know better than me. Don't listen to me if you want in a strategy, by the way, because it is going to be absolutely terrible. And we just had a little bit of a lag moment there with Damon. Hopefully everything okay. It's very foggy, goodness me. It's like commentating on the rain again in Division 1. This is going to be fantastic, and it's going to be fantastic as well because I have an ice cube in my mouth. I'm going to have to try and wing this. Well, here we go then. But I've still got half an ice cube in my mouth. We're about to get underway for round 4 of the championship here in League of Europe Division 1. Chill and Damon, the 2 Grand Prix cars on top. But it is eventually. Lights down, away we go. Chill gets a good start from the line. Damon bogs down, already overtaken by Dylan. Palmer gets a good start as well, passing his teammate early with your JT. Callum trying to go around the outside, 3 wide through turn 1 there in the background. So Ebo losing ground on the inside. Everyone clean through turn 1 though, and up the hill through turn 2 and 3. And there's Chill who leads the way from Dylan in second. Damon in third, your JT in fourth, and these 4 pulled away by about a second to Palmer in fifth. Up the hill for the first time, a little bit of a Constantino effect in behind. Everyone taking it very cautiously indeed. The yellow flags are out just because of that Constantino effect, but everyone through safely, and Chill leads the way down the hill towards turn 4 for the first time. Dylan in second, Damon in third, your JT in fourth. Palmer's dropping ground, he's down to 6th, passed by your JT early on. Dan and Campbell having a bit of a coming together. Toxic trying to go up the inside here on Campbell. This, of course, is for a championship lead, and Verstappen, I think, is running through turn 4. Verstappen might have been caught up in a bit of contact, maybe with Sir Ebo there, and he's down right at the back of the field early on. But on settling down, a very good, clean start by a majority of the cars out on track. Commentalist, however, is looking for a move now on Bray. This is going to be trying to go down the inside in towards turn 9. Bray goes wide of the corner. Commentalist, oh, and he just literally shuts the door on him. Commentalist always going to have the inside line there, and was always going to have the right of way at the corner. Callum then looking to get past. Chill sets the fastest lap of the race, of course. He leads at the end of lap 1 from Dylan in second, Damon in third. This is Callum going up the inside of Bray though, and he completes the move down into turn 1. A big train forming up in behind him. We'll cut on board though with Gary, who was right on board with your JT, the Irishman, the Division 2 driver, soon hopefully to be Division 1 driver, is down the inside into your JT. Both of them Callum go wide. There was no contact there, and Gary has got the move done, and your JT rejoins track in a very safe manner. He's now got his teammate to worry about Palmer. There's been a lot of movements further down the field. Toxic losing out of position to Campbell, and in fact they're just going side by side in the background of shot as Campbell launches it down the inside of Bray, trying to get the move done. Of course, this is not Dodgems. They're trying to get out the way early on, but Campbell, Viva Vetrol going past there as well, and Toxic has ran the outside of Campbell. Good move there by Toxic, the TTG man, and he's up into 10th position, and he's looking to try and regain that championship lead. And with Verstappen being down in 15th position early and losing time, it is going to be a real mountain to climb for him. But it is Chill who leads the way at the end of lap 2, from Dylan in 2nd, Damon in 3rd, Gary Donegan in 4th, Palmer is up to 5th, Commensalist in the meantime is on the back of your JT, and they're coming just around the final corner as Viva Vetrol completes the move once again on Bray. Now side by side running down the straight here, the BWT Arden on the inside line, Commensalist trying to go down the inside, your JT just misjudging his line there slightly, Callum trying to thread the eye of the needle there to try and get them both, and I think he has done. Callum is just about ahead of Comments, that's running up the hill. Dan and Toxic again involved in this as well, as there's a battle going on for the lead as well. There's so much going on. Your JT backs off into Comments. There was a bit of tap there. Campbell trying to get past. It's pretty much like Dodgems out on track currently. Dylan and Chill finding out for the lead of the race, down in towards turn 4, and Chill has gotten past, past Dylan, but Dylan now on the inside line. Chill got to be careful, he will have to go right around the outside here, Dylan. But is he going to complete the move in the Carling cart? Side by side through here, hanging off the camber of the corner, and the Carling man has ran the outside. Good move that is into the lead of the race, from Chill in 2nd, Damon in 3rd. Slightly like moment there, probably from Dylan's connection. A lot of action happening further down the field as a result of all of the movements further down the field. Your JT has lost a few positions. Viva Vetrol, and Chill has spun on the curb, I think. Chill, or Damon might have contacted Chill. I'm not sure what happened there. Didn't quite catch on board with that. Palmer's up to 3rd though, and a lot of action happening in these early stages. Who knew Austria would be actually quite bad in the first lap? Callum goes wide at turn 1. Commensalist then will be looking to try and get his teammate. Toxic in the meantime. These two, of course, have had good battles before. Commentated on good battles between them before. Toxic now to the inside of Commensalist. Is he going to try and force his way through? He could force his way through down the inside on both BWT Ardens. Commensalist switches it back up the inside. Can he get the move done? It's still side by side between these two. Of course, all good friends must come to an end. Toxic and Commensalist, 7th and 8th currently out on track, and Commensalist not going to budge that one. Toxic the quicker driver. Good move that by Toxic, and good driving between them both. They haven't lost respect for each other. That is a guarantee right there. Campbell in the meantime right on the back of Dan for 9th and 10th. B Morgan trying to make a background on your JT. Verstappen in the meantime is trying to catch this as well. Been a breathless opening couple of laps. Your JT is going down the field. Verstappen then looking to the inside here. He's going to be side by side with a look towards turn 9. Right-hander of course, and Verstappen much later on the brakes sails it past your JT, who has got, I think, left side end plate damage on his car. And through the final corner they go, and it is lap 5, and it's Dylan who leads the way, from Gary Donegan in 2nd. Viva Vetrol, by the way, has been into the pit. Damon runs miles wide, almost up to the German border there, comes across in front of drivers to try and take the inside line. He hasn't got any DRS, and he just lets the guys sail around the outside. Hopefully Damon not going to go down the inside here. Palmer, Chill just ahead. Oh, and there's contact between Damon and Chill there. Both Art Grand Prix cars coming into contact, and Toxic has spun. Toxic has spun in the background, takes out, I think, his front wing and polystyrene board to boot. Not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if Commensalist might have had a little bit of a tag moment with him. I'm not sure. Have to review that one. Campbell in the meantime has gone past Callum, sailed past him down the inside. Chill and Palmer though in the meantime going side by side, and Palmer defending well, and he holds on to that 3rd position. It is though towards the end of lap 5. We're pretty much 1/8 of the way through this race, and it's Dylan who leads. Gary Donegan up to 2nd, making good ground. Let's have a look at the position changes, because there's still a lot going on here out on track. Campbell and Dan trying to go down the inside. These two, of course, had a great battle in GT Sport on Wednesdays, and if there's any commentator out there that does want to commentate on a Wednesday night for GT Sport, go ahead and do so, because it's absolutely fantastic. Dylan leading the way then on lap 6. It's side by side though in the meantime between Palmer and Chill. Palmer, oh, a little bit of ghosting occurring there actually between them both. Palmer and Chill. Chill losing out here. Commensala's trying to go 3 wide down the straight. Chill going to be sandwiched in a little bit of a lag moment there. Damon and Commensala's going side by side. Commensala's trying to go around the outside. A little bit of a look top there from Chill on the back of Damon, and Palmer has a bit of a half spin at the corner. Dan goes past. Campbell will soon be going past as well. Commensalist then has made up, I think, 3 positions and all of that, and he's ran the outside. Can he complete the move? Beautiful helicopter cam here. It's all hell for leather racing here out on track tonight. Obviously the drivers have just got to calm it down a little bit. Campbell has gone past Palmer around the outside through turn 4. Good move that. It's Dylan though, out in front, from Gary Donegan in second, Commensalist in third, Damon in fourth. Look at the train! This is all the way back to Toxic in 13th, Commensalist leading this train. He's actually trying to get away. It's more Damon that is holding these guys up. Damon and Chill have been going out, of course, the last few laps or so. Dylan will lead the way from Gary Donegan in second. Damon out wide, Chill trying to go down the inside, not quite close enough. He picks up a 3-second time penalty for his pain there. Campbell then in the meantime right on the back of Dan. He's got a fantastic run out the final corner. Campos against Dan's here towards the inside. Campbell down the inside into turn 1. Think he's just about got that move done. He has. He gets the move done. Your JT is into the pit. I think they'll replace him from wing, and there's contact in the background. It's Verstappen and Bray in the background of shot. You might have seen 2 cars just off track there, and it was Verstappen and Bray coming into contact. I think that might be the second time those guys have came into contact during this race. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure, as there's a dam spinning in the background, that's Bean Morgan. Not sure if there was contact there with any other driver. Palmer and Callum though in the meantime are line of stern down towards turn 4, and Palmer driving quite well at the minute, but Dan is through, and Callum now trying to get past him around the outside. The BWT Arden trying to go around the outside. The front 2 are probably thinking, if these guys keep it up, we could lap these guys before the end of the race. Of course, they've got to make their pit stops, remember. And it is Dylan who leads the way by 1.4 seconds, and he seems to have got the gap. You can see him on the mini-map just coming through turn 9 there. Toxic in the meantime trying to sail it all the way past Callum. Great run out the corner. He's going to try and sail around the outside. Campbell and Damon in the meantime are going side by side through then. Campbell's got the move done, so Campbell down the inside right from the back of the field from 14th position. He's up to 5th already, and he's making significant gains through the field. Dan has gained 6. Look at the position gains. Nobody has stayed in a neutral position. Bray then is into the pit. I'm not sure if there was contact with him. Toxic and Palmer go side by side through turn 1, and he's got the move done, and Palmer just tries to recover the car, opens up the DRS there. Callum now under pressure. Callum now pressurising Palmer, I should say, up the hill towards turn 3 at the hairpin, and he's going to try and sail us around the outside. I think Callum in the BWT on there, he jolts it. Job done there, and Palmer loses control of the car, and that is him into the wall. Damon and Chill then have swapped positions. Campbell has made up ground as well. Campbell has actually got past Damon there, he has. Campbell has made another position past Damon, and Damon has gone past Chill and all of that as well. There's a lot going on here. I really can't keep up out on track. Hopefully you guys appreciate that I am trying to give you as much action as possible. It's all pretty much hell for leather, loose racing out on track. A 5th of the way through then. Lap 9 about to begin. It's Dylan who leads the way from Gary Donegan in second. Commensala's doing a good job in third, but he hasn't shifted this pack off just yet. Campbell, in the meantime, as Toxic gets down the inside of Dan towards the final 2 corners then, he gets the move done. So Toxic, the Carling car, past the Dan's car. He's up into 7th position. Verstappen trying to make ground as well. He is up into 10th, gaining 6 positions from the back of the field, but Campbell making significant gains. Of course, a race winner in Division 1 this season will be looking to try and reclaim that form Formula 2. Chill, Toxic then, trying to get a double turn. Both Arc Grand Prix cars, let's right on board with this, as that is that is Toxic right on the back of these 2 guys, and Chill goes around the outside of Damon, who has a bit of a half spin. Toxic with the fastest first sector, now coming down the straight once again. Can Toxic in the Carling switch to the inside on the Arc Grand Prix car? These 2, of course, are good friends, and Toxic down the inside gets the move done on Damon, and he just gives up that one, I think. Toxic then in the Carling is through on Damon in the Arc Grand Prix car. It's finally began to spread itself out a little bit, as Car Mentalist is now under pressure from Campbell. nearly lap 10 out of 40, about a quarter distance here in Austria, and it's been hell for leather racing. I haven't came up for breath just yet. It is Dylan who leads the way, from Gary Donegan in second, Commentalist in third, Campbell in fourth. We're right on board with these two, because the two Brits are about to go at it. Palmer has just came out the pits, by the way. If you are a fan of Palmer, he's down in 15th position after making contact with the wall after a half spin out of turn 3 at the hairpin that last lap around. Toxic then ran on the back of Chill, trying to go down the inside, but not going to get the move done there. He's not close enough. Now up the hill towards turn 2. Toxic getting the better run out. He opens up the DRS now. He's on the outside line, and he gets past him. He can switch to the inside line. He will be able to do that, and he will just make sure that car is as close to the curb as possible coming through the corner. He's got the job done. So Toxic then is up into 5th position and is making significant gains on Verstappen in the championship as well. Of course, remember, we've got an extended point system here in League of Europe with the top 15 getting points. 16 drivers all still going round out on track. Dylan leads, Gary Donegan in second, and Dylan really putting out a good gap out in front. Let's run on board with the leader, because we haven't been on board with him in quite a while. Dylan then, there's Gary Donegan just coming through camera shots. It's 2.6 seconds running up the hill, and in fact that could be 2.7 nearly, but Dylan doing a good job out on track, and clearly excelling in clear air out on track. Because currently this race is pretty much split in two. Let's have a look at some of the pit stops that have been made. Viva Vetrell, your JT, Palmer and Bray are battling down towards turn 3, and Palmer gets the job done. So Palmer getting the job done there on Bray's. Toxic sets a new fastest lap and goes past Campbell as well. So down into the pits, Toxic getting past Campbell there. This could be quite dicey between these three. Commentalist, Toxic and Campbell, of course. Commentalist looking to try and beat Toxic for the first time here in F2. Well, the second time if you count Japan, of course. Campbell right on the back of these two, running down the hill towards turn 4. And as I say, it has gone a little bit quiet now out on track, which I'm very glad to say. For the sake of my voice and for the sake of you guys at home, we've called calm down the action a little bit. Dan then is out of the pit. He's just out ahead of Viva Vetrell and Sir Ibble. That battle going on as Callum has got the move done on Damon. I think Damon might have had a half spin there actually to try and he's lost the position there to Callum. BWT Arden car. Dylan then leads still, 3.5 seconds. That gap is really extended out to Gary. Gary might be struggling now in that Trident, but the gap is beginning to just come down slightly between Commentalist and Gary. Toxic just running wide there in 4th. Campbell in 5th. Chill catching the back of this in 6th. A little bit of a lag moment again there. Do apologise. Toxic there on the back of Commentalist. Is he looking to the inside here down towards turn 1? No expense spared down the inside. Commentalist sees him coming, forces him off track, but that was literally off the camber of the corner, and Toxic with the DRS has got the job done, and it could be a sitting duck. Move done again. Apologies about the lag. Campbell going down the inside of Commentalist, and he's got the job done. And was that rain that I saw on my camera? Or was it? I'm not sure if it is starting to rain, but Campbell and Commentalist are still going side by side down the hill. BWT on against Campos, literally, who's got the straight line speed down the hill towards turn 4. Little bit of a lag moment, and Toxic goes wide as well. It is all really beginning to happen here out on track. I am going to try and improve my connection for you guys. Dylan then leads the way from Gary in 2nd, Toxic in 3rd, Campbell in 4th, Commentalist in 5th still, Chill in 6th. Bray and Palmer are still having that battle with your JT further down the field. Of course though, Commentalist has lost 2 positions this lap to Campbell and Toxic, and the clouds beginning to gather here in Austria. Dylan then leads the way from Gary Donegan in 2nd, Toxic in 3rd. Let's have a look then at some of your comments that have been coming through during the course of the race so far. Bray has got the move done on your JT. That's further down the field. Let's have a look then at what you guys have been saying. If you guys have been saying anything, of course, within the chat. Good evening to Tom, who was just tuned in there, and Jake Hall saying miss seeing these Super Softs. Yeah, Super Soft compounder tyres, of course, out on track. Callum then is into the pits. He feels that he can't get those tyres towards the halfway stage, and you should be seeing the first pit stop begin to happen from around this point, I would think. Super Softs, I think Softs can probably manage to around halfway, and then the guys will have to go on a set of supers. I do apologise. Goodness me, I had to do that over the stream, didn't I? Comments just right on the back of Campbell, though. In the meantime, Chill still getting close enough. Toxic trying to leave these two behind. Let's have a look then at position gains, now that most of the pit stops are now starting to happen. And it is Toxic, in fact, that has gained the most positions down on track. It's 12 positions gained, 10 positions for Campbell, 9 positions gained for Verstappen. So the main three protagonists, as Toxic picked up a 3-second time penalty, and Carmensless is now pressurising Campbell. I never thought I'd see this. Division 2 driver right on the back of the Division 1 winner in Canada, I do believe. No, sorry, not Canada, it was Monaco. Campbell took it. But Campbell right now under pressure. Commenceless right on the background, right in the background here, trying to chase him down towards turn 1. Not going to be close enough. That is Sir Ibble just coming out the pit lane to the right hand side there, so he's just been lapped by the leaders. Commenceless then on the back of Campbell, running up the hill towards turn 3 once again, through the kink of turn 2, through the turn 3. Sir Ibble on a set of wet compound of tyres. What? I hope he's not listening to me. I really do not hope he's listening to me. Dan, in the meantime, right on the back of Campbell. It is not raining out on track. I repeat, it is not raining out on track. So if you're listening to the stream, don't. Just listen to Jeff. That's what I would say. Just listen to Jeff. Dan right on the back of Callum, though. In the meantime, good, I hope Saber is not listening. Dan right on the back of Callum. And he's now switching to the outside. Oh, Callum changes his line slightly. A little bit of a lag moment there. Dan trying to go around the outside. Job done, I think, for Dan. Yeah, the Dan's car passed Callum in the BWTR. And Viva Virtual, who's already been into the pits, is on the back of this as well. And of course, Viva Virtual was the winner last time out in Japan. And these three battle down towards turn 4, not quite close enough. Let's flick back on board then with the battle between Campbell and Carmensless. We are slowly approaching the halfway stage here in Austria. We've just started lap 15, and it's Dylan who leads from a wearing Gary Donegan, who is now under pressure from Toxic. I never thought I'd be seeing the day where Gary Donegan was getting caught by Toxic down the straight, and it is beginning to rain out on track. So Sir Ibbo, I think, might have predicted the future there by coming in for a wet compound of tyres. Commentalist down the inside of Campbell. It's side by side running out of turn 3. Of course, these guys have got to be careful. The track getting out a little bit greasier. Commentalist right on the back of Campbell. Literally a straight line drag speed down, a straight line drag race down towards turn 4. Campbell, though, comes out on top as a result. And this track will begin to get wet quite sooner rather than later. Toxic, on the meantime, is on the back of Gary. And because it is starting to rain out beginning to rain out on track, these softs are beginning to excel in these conditions. The wetter the tracker gets, the better the softs will come into play, and the more the temperatures will change. And I think Gary might give up the position here to Toxic. Toxic on the inside line, going to get the move done on Gary Donegan, and Gary not pitting in just yet. He wants to go another couple of laps before the rain begins to fall, but the rain is falling out on track, and it is Dylan who leads the way on lap 16 from Toxic in second, Gary Donegan in third. 7th, Damon in 8th, Dan in 9th, Callum in 10th. That is Sir Ibble just getting out of the way there in a sort of wet compound of tyres. He pitted in way too early for them, as we've just seen Gary Donegan try to repay the favour. I think Toxic actually might have tried to get the move done there on Gary, and Gary literally shut the door and look at the back end spinning out there for Gary. Toxic now making the Irishman look like a sitting duck here. He's got a bit of a train forming behind him as well. Toxic on the outside line. You should see Gary on the inside line. There he is, and he swaps into position. So Toxic up to second. Campbell getting very deep behind Gary. Goodness me, he went into the gravel there. But Dylan out in front has really taken this race by the scruff of the neck early. From Toxic in second. Gary Donegan now in third, with Campbell hunting him down right on the back. Commenceless doing a fantastic job in fifth. Chill still staying in there as well. The QVR man in sixth, and he is second best out of the QVR drivers currently out on track. Commenceless though in the meantime Campbell right on the back of Gary Donegan. And Gary going wide. Campbell going to see this down the inside into the final corner at turn 10. And Campbell, much better traction, is going to get the move done, and Carl Menzel's with a much better run-off as well. He could get a double toe here. He's right on the back now of Campbell, running down the straight towards turn 1, running uphill. Not going to get the move done though. There's a lot of action happening out on track. Carl Menzel's follows Campbell's line. Gary Donegan then is under pressure. The Irishman beginning to lose touch to the guys in front, and the soft compound of tyres really beginning to excel. The further that Gary and Damon go on a set of super softs, the more likely those tyres will begin to puncture. And Damon, in fact, as soon as I've said that, is into the pits. We've still got all 16 drivers out on track going around. Sable not giving up without a fight either there in 16th. But Menzelist to the outside line, Campbell on the inside line now, down in towards turn 4. Campbell goes straight on into the gravel nearly, and Menzelist and Gary say thank you very much for that one. Campbell had no chance at all. Almost looked like he just outbroke himself completely there, and Campbell now down into 5th position. Callum and Viva Vetrol then up the hill. Of course, they don't want to come together. Viva Vetrol down the inside of Callum, who returns after a couple of race layoff, I do believe, Callum. And Viva Vetrol says thank you very much. He gets the job done. Is Callum going to try and come back? Both of them have got DRS. Viva Vetrol just opens up its DRS a little bit later. Callum now towards the inside. He has to switch to the outside line. Gary, I think, has just been overtaken by Campbell, and Callum goes way too deep. Oh, and that is Dan. What on earth is happening here? Dan losing control of the car. And have we got yellow flags? Dan, I'm not sure what happened with Dan. He was going so slow. Viva Vetrol contacting the back of him. Not quite sure what happened there, if I've got to be honest. Let's see if he's running in AI mode if we can. He's not running in AI mode. I think it's certainly going to be wet soon, I would think. We've still got action going around out on track. And there's Dylan who leads the way. Yellow flag in sector 2. Campbell gets the pass done on Chill then. So Campbell down up to 4th position again. Chill in 5th. Verstappen beginning to try and close in on this as well. Viva Vetrol then is into the pits. There is spray now actually beginning to come off these tyres. So I think the wet compound of tyres is definitely going to be very soon. The wet compound of tyres, of course, remember there is no intermediate compound of tyres for Formula 2s. It is just wet compound of tyre, and they will probably last to the end of the race. I'll have to see if that happens though. Chill then right on the back of Campbell for 4th position. Viva Vetrol is in. He pits on a set of soft compound of tyre. B. Morgan, I think, rightly going the right way, I think, going on a wet compound of tyre. Your JT and Palmer then are also coming into the pits. I think we'll see DRS disabled very shortly indeed. Campbell and Chill then just coming around the final corner, these guys. Dylan beginning to lose time out in front. Toxic in 2nd. Mentalist in 3rd. With Campbell in 4th, Chill in 5th, Verstappen in 6th, Gary is out, and there is DRS disabled, literally up towards turn 1. All of the guys have just came across the start-finish line. Well, I'm sorry, you've made the wrong call. And Gary Donegan will have to come back into the pits as well. So the Irishman not going to be coming into the pits. He's on a set of soft compound of tyres. It is getting wetter and wetter there out on track. All of these guys then will probably have to come in for a set of wet compound of tyres. I'm not sure why they're not coming in. Dan takes an extended pit line there. Goodness me, down into the pits. Callum then in 9th. All of these guys will have to pit in. B. Morgan is just getting overtaken by, I think that is Toxic. Yeah, Toxic just in the meantime. No, that is Toxic in the background. That is actually Dylan that he's overtaking. So he's unlapping himself here, B. Morgan. And he gets the job done on Dylan, who now will still be an unghosted car. B. Morgan going around on a set wet compound of tyres. And he's there in 13th position. Verstappen and Chill then still going at it. We're nearly at the halfway stage. We are about to go through into lap 20 out on track. And it's Dylan who leads from Toxic 2nd, Mentalist in 3rd. This has really opened up the race. Anybody on a set wet are going to be seeing their tyres gaining out on track. What a belter of a burp indeed there by J. Cole. You've probably not heard that at all from me at all during the F2 streams, or instead the F1 streams either. Dylan then still continuing. Of course, he would have pitted. Toxic was about 3 seconds behind him, so Toxic, in fact, Dylan is sacrificing himself here out on track. Not really sure. I think first should have had priority rather than second, if I've got to be honest. But hey ho, what can you do? Dylan then leads. Toxic out of the pits in 2nd position. net lead of the race. Toxic will be out in. Commensus then out of the pits in third, doing a good job, and he has actually jumped Verstappen quite comfortably in the pits as well. Chill in fifth. Campbell has been held up in the pits, he's in sixth. And in fact, actually, I just clicked on that right. Verstappen has gained on Campbell. Just clicking on that now. There's not really much action going on out on track. Hopefully we will get more action towards the end of the race here, of course, in Formula 2 in League of Europe. But Dylan leads the way, and look at the gap really coming down. Toxic 25.4 seconds, 24.2. He's literally taking a second out of him pretty much every corner at this stage of the race. Fantastic to see as Toxic tries to close in on Dylan for the net lead of the race. Dylan then is into the pits. We'll see where he'll come out in. He'll be towards the front of the affairs at this moment in time. Let's see then. As Dylan's into the pits. Toxic then has got Ebo just overtaking him there. Toxic then through the final corner. Dylan about to come out of his pit box. It's going to be easily Toxic. You can see on the mini-map right hand side of your screen, Toxic is going to jump Dylan very comfortably indeed. So Toxic then into the lead of the race. From Dylan now in second. In fact, he's been overtaken there. As I say, he sacrificed himself, and he sacrificed himself a little bit too much, because now Commentalis is into second, and Verstappen will be into third, I think, here as well. It's going to be a drag race out of the pits, but Verstappen with the overspeed is ahead of Dylan. And these two now, the only battle going round out on track. Viva Vetrol is still on a set of soft compound of tyres. Not sure what he's trying to think, unless the rain is going to clear, I wonder. Verstappen and Dylan, third and fourth at this stage of the race. It is Toxic though who leads, 6.6 seconds from Commentalis in second. Verstappen in third, there's a yellow flag just ahead. That I think is Callum maybe round. There's certainly a pink car around the next corner. We'll try and pick up on who that is, and it is indeed Callum, the BWT Arden car. Thought it was one of the BWT Ardens because Commentalis was coming round just behind him. So, battle still raging on between Verstappen and Dylan for third and fourth position. Viva Vetrol losing time to B Morgan. He should have came into the pits, I think. Verstappen then taking a very Max Verstappen like line there. Verstappen did. Dylan in fourth at this moment in time. But Toxic leads. Commentalis second. Verstappen third. Dylan in fourth, Chill in fifth, Campbell in sixth, Dan in seventh, Gary Donegan in eighth, B Morgan ninth, Viva Vetrol losing time, he's in 10th, Braze in 11th, Damon in 12th, and Callum retires out of the sessions. It's the first DNF, it's the first DNF of the race. Lap 22, we had to wait, lap 21 really, we had to wait for Callum to DNF out of the race, but Callum is out of the race, and that will not produce a safety car. Toxic then leads, 6.8 seconds now the gap, extending out. Commentator's doing a good job in second, Verstappen there in third. Dylan now just beginning to lose time. I think Verstappen beginning to ensure that he's got the pace over Dylan. Now that's certainly the case here out on track tonight. They're trying to board them with Dylan, who goes a little bit too deep there into turn 4. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the action here out on track. Viva Vetrol, however, is round, and he is round just coming through turn 8 there, just ahead of these guys actually out on track. He's obviously still on a set of soft compound of tyres. I think he'll have to come into the pits and put on a set of wets. But Toxic leads, comments for the second. Verstappen in third is Dylan. Oh my god, has a half moment. What a recovery that is by Dylan. Goodness me. Dylan in fourth, Chill in fifth, Campbell in sixth, Dan in seventh, Gary Donegan in eighth, B Morgan in ninth, Bray in 10th position. There is not really much going on out on track. Let's see then what has been going on out on track, as I will have a look. As Toxic leads, comments for the second, Viva Vetrol finally into the pits. Not having a race like Japan, but certainly going to be still scoring points. He is still there, going to be in 13th position, I do believe, as George T still hasn't came into the pits, and I think he's just beyond us. Callum leads the session. We do thank him though for attending. Try and keep me entertained, I think, in this comment section if you can. Toxic, Commentalis, Verstappen still your top 3, and Commentalis now beginning to be pressurised slightly by Verstappen, and the gap beginning to close in. course, these guys don't want to be affording to take their dry line braking points. They've got to be setting their wet braking points here. Toxic leads from Commentalis in second, Verstappen in third. We're about to go on to lap 24 here out on track. It's going to be a very lonely next 25 minutes or so, I would say. But for these guys, Toxic out in front. But really beginning to get some pace on now, Verstappen. He's cleared Dylan, and he's now closing in on Commentalis. And Verstappen certainly looks like he's got a bit of pace coming around here out on track. And he's through turn 9 there, and he is catching Commentalis ahead. Both these guys are on the same compound of tyre. Sorry, on the same strategy, I should say. They are both on the same compound of tyre. The rain is quite light out on track currently. But Toxic leads the way from Commentalis in second. Verstappen in third, Dylan in fourth. Let's continue to ride on board then with Verstappen. And while I do that, I will take a break from commentary. Be back in about a minute. Ah, there we go, so I'm back. Bray has just made a mistake there coming through the final sector. Commentalis then has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Bray gets out of the way nonetheless. But Verstappen has really been closing in over the course of that lap. I was just taking a break on commentary to try and see how much he was gaining out on track. And Verstappen certainly gaining around 4, 5, 6 tenths at least out on track that last lap. Lap 25 of 40 then we are on to. And it's Toxic who leads the way from Commentalis in second, Verstappen in third, Dylan in fourth, Chill in fifth on his debut, doing a good performance so far, Campbell in sixth, Dan in seventh, Gary in eighth, B. Morgan ninth, Damon in 10th. But look at Verstappen now hunting down Commentalis for second position. Don't think he's got enough to catch the leader, if I've got to be honest. We are still around 4. But Verstappen in the meantime beginning to close in. And has the rain stopped out on track? I think it has. The rain has stopped out on track. So I think Sir Ibo might be coming in for a set of dry tyres. Still see the spray being cut off the tyre there. And yes, Ibo is into the pits for a set of soft compounded tyres. The Toxic will then lead. Comments in second, Verstappen in third. Do not pit in unless the guys are going to pit in, because Toxic is in, Commentalis is in, Verstappen is in. I think this is a lap too early, if I've got to be honest. There is still spray coming off the tyres. But Verstappen then into the pits, Commentalis in as well, Verstappen, Toxic in, Commentalis in, Verstappen in, Dylan is in as well. And the calling car will be ready. It's DRS and Nibbles, actually. These guys pitting in pretty much perfectly out on track. Toxic then will remain in the lead of the race. Interestingly, a difference in the dry compound of tyres. Toxic going, I think, for the better compound of tyres with this cloud cover out on track. He's on a set of soft compound of tyre. Commentalis and Verstappen in behind are on a set of super softs, as is Chill, as is Campbell. They can go to the end of the race. Whether they will find the gap enough to try and get the whether Commentalis can try and find the pace and try and get those tyres warm enough to try and close it on Toxic is another thing. He will have a lot of pace, don't get me wrong, but with the track still being slightly greasy, the drivers have just got to be that little bit careful out on track. 10 seconds the gap between Toxic and Commentalis, and that gap has already closed down by about 3 tenths per second coming out the pits. But once again, nothing really happening out on track, and hopefully, as I say, you guys are enjoying the streaming coverage here tonight for League of Europe Formula 2. Of course, if you are new to the channel, like, comment and subscribe. I'm sure you'll be tuning in for Saturday's action as well, where Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 and Division 4 will all be live on the channel. Division 1 and 3 going to be live from 6:40. Myself will be taking you through Division 1, sorry, and Division 2 and Division 4 will be going round at 8 o'clock. And that, of course, we go, I think, to Austria. Funny enough, we go to Austria for the race next week. Of course, we've been to France, we're now going to Austria, I do believe. V5 then on the back of Palmer. At last, we've got a bit of a battle between a driver and another car out on track. Palmer and V5 V5 then has been on a set of soft compound of tyre for 4 laps now. Palmer right under pressure here, and the two Brits about to do battle out on track. The Japanese winner against Palmer, who has been showing good consistency, not good results, but good consistency out on track. And again, V5 now trying to go around the outside this time. The Japanese the Japanese winner last time out in Formula 2, trying to get the move done on Palmer, and it's job done. Quite easy, in fact, from V5 He gets the move done, and he's up into 13th place, passing Palmer in the meantime as well. So back to the lead. Let's see how much time Commentless is beginning to gain on Toxic. And I've got to be honest, not much. 9.6 seconds. It's only about 2-3 tenths of a second he's gained. He needs to be gaining at least around a second, 1.2 seconds, I would say, per lap. Don't think that is going to be coming about just yet. Commensal picks up another 3-second time. Blue Rabbit through the final corner there. Verstappen is beginning to hunt him down as well in third. Dylan in fourth. Palmer and V5 have gone past each other once again. So Palmer is through, and V5 in fact is round. So V5 is round at turn 4, that was, just coming through turn 5. Toxic then up the hill towards turn 3 in the hairpin, and he leads the way with 12 laps to go. Out on track, Mentalist in second. Verstappen in third, Dylan in fourth, Chill in fifth, Campbell in sixth, Dan in 7th, Gary Donegan in 8th, B. Morgan is in 9th, Damon in 10th. And what I'm going to try and do then is have a look at the standings currently coming into tonight and see where the guys will be. The top 3, certainly, the top 3 in the championship, see where they will be next week. In terms of points, that is. So Verstappen, currently leading the championship coming into tonight, he is on 62 points out on track. And he's currently gaining 15 at this stage. So, sorry, he's not gaining 15 at this moment in time. I think he's gaining let me have a look at the points scoring system, as I have completely forgot it. Need to get this right, of course. Let's have a look then at the point scoring finish. Yeah, so third would actually get 17 points. So Verstappen will gain 17 points at this stage of the race. So that will push him to 79 points currently. Toxic, who was second coming into tonight, he currently is out in front. He will gain the full complement 25 points out on track. So that means he will then gain, I think, maybe the championship lead. So he came in tonight on 47 points, 72 points. He's going to be, I make that 7 points short of Verstappen at this stage in the championship. So not too bad. Obviously Dan coming in third into the championship tonight. He is on 41 points coming into tonight, and he's currently down in 7th. So 7th will currently gain him 9 points out on track. So 41, 9, 50 points for Dan. And Campbell, who's currently in 6th, would gain 10 points. The Toxic sets the new fastest lap of the race out on track, and he gains, of course, 2 points out on track as a result of the fastest lap being set. Comments still now under pressure from Verstappen. We'll got on board with this battle. Hopefully you guys are just liking my quick maths there. I didn't pass GCSE maths at all, so don't blame me if I've got that wrong. Verstappen right on the back of Comments that's now running up the hill. And 1.9 seconds currently the track coming in the gap out on track. Verstappen beginning to really excel in these conditions. The super softs beginning to come into play, but Toxic pulling away on the set of softs compared to Car Mentalist. Clearly means that Car Mentalist is going to be significantly under pressure out on track. Car Mentalist though, second, and Verstappen in third. As I said, there's not really many battles going on here around out on track. Toxic then still leads, it's 11.4 seconds. From Car Mentalist in second, Verstappen in third. And now Verstappen beginning to hunt Car Mentalist down. It's 1.4 seconds, the gap just coming through the slight S section through 7 and 8. The, well, you could call a chicane, but it's not really. Car Mentalist in the meantime under pressure now. Toxic sets another fastest lap of the race, a 1:16.7. You would imagine that the set of super softs compared to tyres, the guys in the set of super softs would actually be quicker. Well, we'll see. Verstappen across the line, he sets the new fastest lap of the race, so Verstappen beginning to close in, and there is the fastest lap, and he's only 500 ahead of Toxic in terms of fastest lap at this stage of the race, so Toxic can come back at him with 9 laps to go. But it is beginning to get a lot of heat that we had. Of course, great racing in the early stages of the race. We have no safety car, no VSC out on track. Campbell sets now the new fastest lap of the race, and improves just by a bit of a millisecond there, if I've got to be honest. But Verstappen now, right on the back of Car Mentalist, running down the hill once again in towards turn 4. And much later on the brakes, Verstappen, maybe a bit too late on the brakes last time around. But Car Mentalist still trying to hang on, and Car Mentalist will have to drive a defensive race now from Verstappen. He's got Dillon in 4th at the minute, Chill in 5th, Campbell in 6th. I think those guys will probably be in the positions that they are. Dan in 7th. Gary misjudging his strategy down there in 8th position, but still going quite well. Verstappen though in the meantime under pressure from pressurising Car Mentalist, and again Toxic sets the new fastest lap of the race, a 16.4. These lap times will continue to come down. It's now 12.7 seconds the gap. But now Car Mentalist, you could argue, is looking like a bit of a sitting duck at this stage. Verstappen right on the back. Of course, Verstappen taking the win in Division 1 earlier on in the season. Car Mentalist under pressure now. BWT Arden against the Campos, running up the hill. Of course, Campos currently in the way in the Constructors. Campbell sets a new fastest lap of the race. Speaking of Campos drivers, his teammate sets a new fastest lap of the race, but Verstappen right now on the back of Car Mentalist and running down the hill towards turn 4. Surely this is going to be Verstappen's opportunity to try and get past. Down towards turn 4, much later on the brakes, he sends it. Does he send it a little bit too late? No, he gets the car stopped. What a move that is by Verstappen. Car Mentalist did not see him coming. He is probably thinking to himself, how on earth has Verstappen got that car stopped? That is a sensational move from Verstappen, and the Dutchman is up to second, passing Car Mentalist for that position. Good move that. Maybe one of the moves of the season. Toxic. Now, 13.2 seconds clear. Verstappen will try and drag Car Mentalist along with him. But I don't think these guys have got any sort of chance to try and impact in on the win here tonight. Toxic has really taken the race by the scruff of the neck in changeable conditions. The sun now getting out here in Austria. We've got 7 more laps to go, and it is Toxic who leads the way from Verstappen in second. Car Mentalist now in third, Dillon in 4th, Chill in 5th, Campbell in 6th, with Dan in 7th, Gary in 8th, B. Morgan 9th, Damon in 10th. Car Mentalist trying to have another go here with Verstappen. Going to try and send it down the inside. Don't think Car Mentalist though is wise of the danger. Verstappen though, really under pressure there, having a half spin at the corner. That is not Toxic ahead of them, that is a ghost car ahead of them. Car Mentalist now right on the back of Verstappen, again not going to lock up. Both are locking up into the corner. Car Mentalist gets the curve nicely. Verstappen just running wide slightly. The Car Mentalist is not going to go down without this being a fight out on track, and the set of super softs will begin to wear at this stage. Toxic, I think, on the set of softs has pulled off a tactical masterclass, I've got to be honest, out on track. And I'm not saying that because he's in the TTG team either. I'm saying that because he's just purely taken the race by the scruff of the neck. And speaking of which, he's just had the new fastest lap of the race as well, so another possible 2 points going his way with a 16.2 on a set of softs. The sun now maybe beginning to get into the driver's eyes. Car Mentalist again trying to look on Verstappen, running up the hill towards turn 1, but not quite close enough again. BWT Arden car, that is Sir Ibo, I think, getting out of the way there on the left hand side of the screen. Verstappen then, in the meantime, is under pressure still from car mentalist. Let's ride on board though with maybe a developing battle. It is between your JT and Palmer, the two teammates out on track. Of course, Palmer running in the MP Motorsport alongside your JT. They're both in 12th and 13th at this stage, and in fact your JT has just made a blunder there coming around the final corner. So we've Bray that has made a mistake around the final corner. He's just lost a little bit of time there for your JT and Palmer, but Palmer beginning to get closer. He's done a fresh set of softs, beginning to hunt down your JT. It's not really gone the way of the Dutchman there, your JT. He's done a good job though down in 12th. He will still get points though, and everyone actually still going will get some form of points. Sable there will get 1 point down on the back. Of course, running an extended point system, 25, 20 and 17 for first, second and third. Toxic then leads the way from Verstappen, and actually in terms of the championship, Verstappen leading the way coming into tonight with him getting past car mentalist. Now that means Verstappen will be out in more of a lead compared to Toxic, what I said a couple of laps ago. So have to do the maths of course after that. Car mentalist still sticking close to Verstappen. It's almost as if he's not one of them go. You can see the softs though really beginning to come into play, and Toxic is pulling out that gap further to Verstappen. Car mentalist in third at the moment. 5.5 seconds separating, running down the hill for one of the final times out on track. We've got 5.5 laps left to go roughly out on track, and it is Toxic who leads, and Verstappen in second and car mentalist in third. And these guys have really been at it for quite a while now, Verstappen and car mentalist. These guys at least have been battling for the last 4 or 5 laps or so. But Toxic really taking the race by the scruff of the neck, as I say. Verstappen though, car mentalist will try at every cost to try and get past him here. Now I know Aiden, he is part of the TTG commentary team as well for TTL F2, which can be catched tomorrow night of course on TTTV from 8 o'clock if you do want to come in and watch that, because I'll be there and Aiden will be there as well. Car mentalist slow right on the back of Verstappen, and Verstappen trying to break the toe now down the straight. Car mentalist getting closer down towards turn 1 again, not close enough. Car mentalist, Verstappen prioritising the run out of the corner. Car mentalist getting the speed into the corner. It could be nearly side by side towards the top of the hill here through turn 3. Get a little bit of a lag moment there, but Verstappen under pressure as Dylan has retired out of the race, and that is at turn 1. So Dylan out of the race, and what has happened here? Is there a VSC? There isn't. Car mentalist slow right under pressure from Verstappen, and that flag has literally gone green once again. So Dylan out on track. No, we've got a VSC. Virtual safety car has been deployed out on track. It brings a slight a slight decrease in the action. Dylan out of the race then. Let's ride on board then and see his car has actually gone out on track, and let's see where he went off through turn 1. I think he's had a half spin out of turn 1. That's surely been the case. Let's ride on board with Dan. You should see resemblance of front wing on the right hand side. I think there was some front wing there. So he has spun out of turn 1, and Dylan out of the race when looking in a very competitive 4th position. He didn't have anyone around him at the time. Chill was chasing him down. He was about 3.5 seconds off, but we're about to get back underway, I do believe, under the VSC. And Toxic leads the way from Verstappen in second. And Verstappen and car mentalist, actually, because they're sticking to a delta, have actually lost more time to Toxic. Toxic has gained 4 seconds under the VSC. Wow, what an extraordinary start that is. Verstappen in second, car mentalist in third, and in fact the gap has just came down to 17 seconds, and now it's 16 seconds, and now the gap really coming down as Verstappen and car mentalist begin to try and close in. Once again, car mentalist still right on the back of Verstappen, and again a bit of a lock up there from the Dutchman. 3.5 laps to go. Toxic leads, Verstappen second, car mentalist in third, Chill in fourth, Campbell fifth, Dan sixth, Gary in seventh, B Morgan in eighth, Damon in ninth, Bray soon to be 10th with your JT Palmer, and that is actually a battle now between those two, the two MP Motorsport cars, Palmer and your JT running down the straight. Palmer trying to look down the inside here into turn 1. Not going to be close enough, but up the hill now towards turn 2 and 3, through the kink of turn 2 and then through turn 3. You can see where this one's going to go. Your JT pulls to the outside line. Palmer switching to the inside line. B. Morgan is into the pit lane as Palmer is down the inside of his teammate, gets the move done. Your JT switches it back though. I think Palmer should have seen that coming, because your JT has just got a phenomenal run at the corner and he gets the move done, picks up the DRS for then as well, and he says thank you very much for that one. He's back through into 11th. B. Morgan then into the pits. Not sure if he's picked up any front wing damage out on track. He's going in for a set of super softs, maybe for the fastest lap of the race. B. Morgan, not a bad strategy to have. He's got Damon behind him. He's safe. He's going to be safe keepings for 8th place. And a free pit stop there over the car. Your JT and Palmer though will go back on board though with Verstappen and Car Mentalist 2nd and 3rd. Out on track, nearly 2.5 laps to go. Verstappen under pressure now from Commenters. Commenters arguably looking as close as he ever has been out on track to Verstappen. And maybe the set of super softs with them both locking up through the corner as well. Not going to do the super softs any justice. We'll go back on board with the MP Motorsport battle though between Palmer and your JT, and Palmer's back down the inside of your JT, who just has a little bit of a moment there. It is side by side though between the MP Motorsport cars. It's going to be side by side surely. Palmer with the DRS trying to open up a gap. Your JT I don't think is going to be close enough. Toxic set the new fastest lap of the race. Oh, and your JT nearly contacts the back of Palmer, but Palmer has got that move done and secured, and he's up into 11th place. Good move. About to start the penultimate lap of the race here then. Toxic leads the way from Verstappen in 2nd, Commentalist in 3rd as they come across the line. Chill in 4th. Campbell is beginning to close in on Chill. The two QVR guys could go at it for the final lap of the race. Commentalist running wide. Oh, the super softs are really beginning to feel the pain now, and Verstappen pulling away as a result of that. Toxic, Verstappen, Commentalist currently your top 3. Seen myself twice there. Commentalist though right on the back of Verstappen. 4.5 tenths running down towards turn 4 again. Not going to be quite close enough. Commentalist right on the back of Verstappen. Gary chasing down Dan as well. All beginning to happen here out on track. We could have 3 battles going on to the final lap of the race, which would be fantastic. Toxic, Verstappen, Commentalist. Can Commentalist try and pull it out of the fire here? Verstappen has been out in 2nd place for quite a long time now. Both Supersoft beginning to go. He needs to break the toe if he stands any sort of chance of getting this. Commentalist round. Toxic through the final, through turn 1 for the final time. Verstappen in 2nd, Commentalist in 3rd, Chill in 4th, Campbell in 5th, Commentalist looking close. Commentalist, can he go down the inside? He's going to have to wait until the top of the hill. Verstappen is under all sorts of pressure now. I don't think we've seen the championship leader switch this much before. Commentalist now has got a chance on Verstappen. Can he get close? He's going to be down the inside here. The BWT Arden, the Campos on the outside, side by side then towards the hairpin at turn 3. Commentalist and Verstappen. It's still side by side between these two. Chill and Campbell are kicking all off up the hill as well. Commentalist on the inside line, Verstappen on the outside line. They're not giving any room at all. Commentalist down the inside. Is he going to get the move done? Oh my god, it's still close. It's still side by side, but Commentalist on the inside of the corner should have this. Verstappen lagging slightly. Down the inside he goes. The Campos car not giving this up without a fight. Surely it's not going to be side by side for the final lap of the race between these two, and they make contact. Commentalist, Verstappen is round. Toxic takes the win in the meantime. Goodness me, drama on the final lap. I'm not sure if Verstappen had it within him to try and go up that gap. Commentalist was on the outside, of course. We'll have a look at the stewards. The camera angle was absolutely shocking there. Commentalist across the line in 2nd. Drama though in the meantime. Verstappen may have wanted it a little bit too much. He's going to come across the line in 3rd. B. Morgan has set the fastest lap of the race. Verstappen then across the line in 3rd. Campbell in 4th. Chill in 5th. He gained on Campbell as a result of penalties. Dan has mastered Gary Donegan late on. We're going to get quite a host of cars coming round the final couple of corners. Both MP Motorsport cars are coming round, as is V4 HRL as well. And he's just behind Palmer right on track, but Dan will be coming across the line in 6th very shortly. We've just had Bray come across the line there. Dan around the final couple of corners. In fact, all of these cars coming around the final corner will complete. So Dan across the line in 6th, Gary Donegan across the line in 7th, and everyone has completed the track. Oh, what a race, what drama on the final lap. Plenty of battle to dice in there. An hour's worth of racing over in the blinking of an eye, and it is Toxic who takes a dominant win here in League of Europe Formula 2. But drama late on with Verstappen and car mentalist coming into a bit of contact. Of course, any investigations will be looked at by the stewards, and I'm sure there will be maybe a bit of flaring tempers within the chat. Verstappen saying, nice podium after being taken out 3 times. Yeah, Verstappen not having the rub of the green earlier on, but hopefully we're going to be having some, we'll see if there's any investigation to come out of that one. But what a race. Toxic takes a dominant win, and the TTG man takes the win from 15th place on the grid. Takes the win. Comments in 2nd, Verstappen in 3rd, Chill in 4th from pole position, did really well to stay on in there. Campbell in 5th, Dan in 6th, Gary Donegan in 7th. The rest were lapped. Be Morgan, Damon, Bray putting out the top 10. Palmer, your JT, Viva Veteral, Sir Ibble, they all complete. Dylan and Callum don't, which means the 1 point for Dylan doesn't go there because he finished in 15th. He didn't finish though out on track. Toxic though takes a dominant win here in Austria. And we'll see what happens next week, of course, as we go to the Chinese Grand Prix for Formula 2. Well, I'm absolutely breathless as a result. There's no Love Island on tonight, so I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, to be honest. But what a race out on track. Let's see what some of you guys have been saying then in the comment section and see what has been happening. From dry to wet to dry again, yeah. Pretty much making a habit out of this, I think, in Formula 2. McCrew saying probably won't be racing next week, as I hear China is next week. Yep, China is definitely next week, and the drivers have got to get prepared for that. And I will be back, of course, next week for covering the Chinese Grand Prix. But until then, I have been James Head. Thank you very much for watching tonight, and until next week in China, and until Saturday for League of Europe, goodbye.